Lydia,
Oh,
uh,
go ahead.
you're
Sorry.
a spiritual teacher. I thought you could add something to this, and you are teaching people about vast as well. So if you could,
Yeah, I can. Okay. Because I want to hear everybody too, and I can just like go for an hour. So just cut me off. Okay. So, but Shima, when I was very young, I had my first, I call it a download because that's what it felt like. It felt like I was laying in bed and now I can't move. And all I'm doing is hearing and listening and hearing and listening. It's like, what is just be here? I'm just laying there looking at the ceiling and understanding all these things that I have no business understanding. And they mean nothing to me either. Even before that, when I was 8, I knew that there was something unusual. I was also doing medicinal herbalism. And, my relationship with the plants is ridiculous. I love them. They love me. I hear plants. I talk to plants. I talk to trees. I used to eat with chairs with the birds in the trees. They'd come over wild right from my hand. So I always had an affinity outside. All my life, I've been teaching uh, different healing modalities, energetic medicine, all vibrational work has been my whole life. Then I got COVID. And when I got COVID, I got the go to the hospital COVID, not the intubation, thank everything, but I was out for 6 months. And while that happened, there was a time when, that was it. I couldn't breathe anymore. I was tired of coughing. I was just laying there. It was getting grayer and grayer, but the energy around me was familiar. I wasn't afraid at all. I was like, well, actually, you're pretty comforting to have y'all around. To me, it was like, this is a choice. Are we going or are we staying? I was going through everything I was happy about in my life, everywhere I've been, temples and pyramids and bringing groups down underwater and back. I mean, it's crazy, great things I've been able to do with people based on my work. And I was perfectly fine if it was time to go. And I was really not hurting. I didn't have any pain anymore. I wasn't sweating. I was soaked, but I wasn't sweating. I was like between the worlds because I was kind of like, I guess, hallucinatory almost. Couldn't breathe. It was like, but I just stayed there and I just said, well, I'm okay. But if it isn't time to go, it better be for a damn good reason because this is great. So comfortable, calm. And the gray backed away and my eyes could start seeing. I was like, oh, damn, it's really clearing up. All right. And then it was get up, get up, get up. I'm like, I can't move. Get up, get up. So I had to lift myself up, and which was ridiculous, but became very easy. Just got up. I went to the bathroom, washed up, came back. My sheets were dry. I was dry. There was nothing. Nothing was wet. Everything was completely cleared, like it never happened. And I climbed back in. I went, okay, what do you want me to do? And then I went to sleep. And when I woke up, there it was again, a very clear calling to be more specific about where our information comes from, and that we're available to it. Everyone is entitled to one thing, and that's the vast knowledge that's available to everything that's living. The stories we were told when we were young, like Brent was saying, you've been taught this. You've been taught, don't question religion, don't question what I'm telling you. It's blind faith. It's you have to have belief, and all these words. And I was little, Brent, and we used to build churches. It's part of my family thing. Roman Catholic, we built churches in our little neighborhood. And I asked them, why is Mary, mother, outside in a half shell? And Jesus, he's hanging, but he's inside. So my little mind just couldn't even understand that. That was wrong. That was so wrong to me. And the mothers were like they never even thought about it. And I was really upset about it. So I'd go out and put little things around her feet. When it's raining, I brought a plastic bag. What are you doing? You're desecrating. I went, she's wet. So I think it started from then, and then it just proceeded. But I always knew something was wrong, right? And when it came time to go out and discover and explore, I did. I mean, I left my country. I left everything and went out to find what it was I was looking for. So 73 countries later, and still not done, I found that the books that we've been told that are the books are all written hundreds of centuries of years later after this occurred. And it's just like any of these stories we have. from oral traditions. You can't really prove what's what. Nobody's still living to validate this. You got to have a little bit of science behind things for me. I am skeptical. So before I tell you anything, I have to test it myself so many times. So I found out about vast. So vast. Why do I call it vast? Vast is a place that is so enormous that there's no other word I can use. The only first word I thought was, wow, it's ginormous here. Who's going to use that word? Nobody. Nobody's using that word. So vast. Vast was it. So when I heard vast, I said, yeah, that covers it. So what vast does? So you're going to have to follow, you're going to have to go with me here. I'm not questioning your belief system or religion. I don't want to even talk about that. I want to just talk about what I know to be true for me and what I'm doing with it. Vast is a place where all of your gatherings of your whole life, everything about you, every experience you have, every knowledge you have that you turn into experience, then you turn into wisdom, everything that you have, when you die, all of that, which I'll call the subconscious, goes into vast. All of it. You don't float around to another place. You don't become another being. You don't rebirth. You're there. And not only you, when I'm there, so many energies are there. And all of them are getting along just fine. No fighting, no anger, no nothing. Why? It's devoid of emotion. There's no emotion in this space. It's just total freedom. You're in total bliss. You are floating in a gel. You just feel like you're in a gel. And you want for nothing. You don't have to wish or dream or care or worry, because there's nothing there to worry, care, or dream about. You are completely getting everything you need. It's just you're in it. And everything around you is also in that same state. It's the happiest place I've ever been. It's joy. It's just joy. Do you know really who you are? Can you make your heart stop beating? Can you feel your skin if you don't touch it? Who are you? What are you? And in vast, all of that is stripped away. The space between your who and there seems thin, but when you're in it, it just opens up to this really beautiful, beautiful space. It's like happy, happy, joy, joy. When something comes to you that's just, disheartening, you don't have the same pull towards it because you're so happy and so joyful in your life. Those things just don't have anywhere to go because you vibrate higher. So the higher you vibrate off of something, the lower energy that's vibrating lower, which pulls you down, which negativity is, it's a lower vibration. It pulls you down and you can pull into it, or you can vibrate higher and stay up where you are. And that takes, you were saying all these words, but the word that I use for vast is you have to have passion. You have to have passion for what you want. And you have to know what you want. And this is the biggest question. What do you want? Not tomorrow, not what I didn't have. Do you have to look back at your life and fix it? No, you did it. You are a representation of what happened. Going back to fix it, it's not going to change this. Now you need to move forward. And in vast, that's what it's about. It's about all that knowledge you need to move forward. Accept who you are. I mean, yeah, that takes some time, but not a lot. And when there's a trauma or a grief, or one girl called me up because her father died. I don't really know her, but she's from Egypt. She met me in Egypt. So she found me and she said, my father died. And I'm like, I'm sorry. and I just can't get over it. I said, okay, why did you call me? Because you're in Egypt and I am not there. So there's a million people you can call. And she said, I don't know. I went, oh, okay, that's her dad. Okay. All right, okay, fine. So then I started working with her, and she joined Insights, which Diane did for a short time, in which we explore this deeply. We go into all kinds of things with Insights, and it's about how to use that and to reach that and to be in that and make that part of your life instead of something you come and go from. She did that, and she finally, not only did she accept her father's passing, but she actually started to having communications with her dad without having to go through anyone to get there, because it's that simple. And once she understood the difference between what you think it is versus what it is, she found her boundary and then crashed through it. So now she's actively having conversations, and she tests them. I said, test them. It's a good idea. She tests them, and she's very comfortable now. So she's doing great. She is. I thought she was going to take much longer to get past her grief, but she hasn't. She's at a stage that usually takes 6 months to get to. She did it in 2.5. You are able to float in that bliss and ask any question you want. There's tons of conversation, tons going on. You just focus on, what do you want? You have to say, what do you want? You can't just go floating around with not knowing what you want, because then it's confusing. All right. So what I want right now is I'm working on a new healing modality that allows people to self-heal. They don't need to go to anyone else. And I've been working on it for 2 years. So what do I want? I want to finish that in the next 2.5 weeks. That's enough want time. Mm-hmm. That's not too far in the future. You shouldn't be going in the future, but I know where I am in the stage of it. And I'm now at the personal stage where you have the opportunity to take this modality and use it on specific areas of your body, mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual, whatever it may be. So I want to finish that. I like to finish it by the end of the year and then teach it out. And then once you have it, you own it. You just have to do it. And it takes 8 minutes a day. And it includes vibration, energetics, movement, and sound. And your own voice. So I'm very proud of it, and it's taken 2 years to get to this point. But it's not my first modality I've ever done, but this is one where humanity can heal themselves.